Going on? This is Mr. Neil. I chose to wear the all black and just all black tradition of John Wick. This is my John Wick review. Uh, Great movie. I'm sorry, John Wick Chapter Two review. This was a great movie. It was an awesome movie. I loved everything about this movie. It was a very beautifully done movie. From the acting to the action, my God, the action. Um, it was just a great movie. Uh, I want to do this movie mullet style review to the front, spoilers in the back. Cause I don't think anyone has spoilers out just yet, so I'm probably the first one to do it. Has spoilers, but my thoughts on the movie first and foremost, awesome movie. Oh man, Keanu Reeves did his thing. Common did his thing. I think her name is Ruby Rose. I want to say. She did an awesome job. She was in Triple X, Return of Xena Cage. She did a great job. Everybody in the movie, all down the line, great job. I can't really give this movie enough praise. I know a lot of people saying, "Oh, it was too much action." I don't understand some of these critics. This is an action movie, um, and it had great story behind it. It's one thing just to have action for the sake of action, and there's no story behind it. But this had tons of story behind it, so the action, the off the wall action was justified. Um, some people's like, oh, I give it a B plus, or it's okay. Um, you say so much praise about it, but then you want to take it away because it's an action movie. Oh, and then you sit back and be like, oh, it doesn't make any sense. If you really think about it, um, it's an action movie. It's meant to be like how it is. They made it more realistic than a lot of these other movies. Like if you like Fast and the Furious and movies like that, where physics doesn't even, it's like he actually gets hurt. All these other movies are supposed to be realistic when they don't get shot, or they do all these missions and they never get hurt or just like grazed or whatever. He actually gets hurt. It has to be tended to, and it shows. You know what I mean? It shows that he's hurt and he's struggling, but he's just so awesome. His like pinpoint accuracy, headshots after headshot, and if you watch the movie, um, the first movie, and they talk about the pencil, him with pencils. Yeah, they show it in this movie. It's just amazing. I can't give it enough praise. It's a really good movie. It's a must see. If you haven't seen the first John Wick, I really recommend you see the first one, and then after the first one, you go see the second one. And yeah, chapter two is awesome. Really, really, really awesome. It's really good, really good. I can't say that enough. So far, it's my favorite movie of the year. I would have to say that and Triple X. Uh, my favorite movie so far of this year. John Wick set the bar real high. It set it real high. Um, I thought like I was saying the same thing about Triple X. Like, oh, then they got to raise the bar a little higher. But shit, John Wick raised that bar very high, and yeah, it's really high. So this is the part right here where I'm gonna do the spoilers. Spoiler alert. Okay. So this part right here, if you haven't seen the movie, you don't want to hear no spoilers. I suggest you turn the video from right here, go watch the movie, come back and watch it now. Okay. And 3, 2, 1. You've been warned. Spoiler, spoilers. Where do I start? Common's character, you know what I mean? Basically, he did his thing. Common uh, was kind of like the number two to John Wick's number one. His tough guy, his persona of Baba Yaga, Boogeyman. Uh, it was awesome. Common did his thing. They fought a lot in the train. There was this train station scene where they fell out a bunch of stairs fighting. He did more damage to John Wick than anybody else did. Um, but I'm glad his character didn't die. So he's gonna be in part three. Um, the There's a part in the movie where it's a part basically where it's these two guys. Basically, the guy put a hit out on John Wick. He kind of made him go after his sister because he made like a blood pact because in the first movie he was like the impossible job or whatever. John Wick kind of asked him for a little bit of help to do the impossible job, so he did the impossible job and he kind of gave the guy like a blood, I guess blood seal that he owe him a favor or whatever. So the guy wanted him to kill his sister, so John Wick had no choice but to do it. It was either um, you do the thing and be free, or you can kill him, but you wouldn't be free, and you still people still come after you, and the Senate will come after you, or you can just do what you need to do, or you can just like not do it at all, and you still screwed. So only way he can get out of it is just to do what he was asked to do or whatever. So he goes to do it. He takes the chick out. That's where he runs into Common. Common's like her protector or whatever, and they get it in. He asked him. He said, "You working, John?" That catchphrase everyone says to him. "Are you working, John?" And he was like, "Afraid so." He's working. So he was like, "Good night." He was like, "Afraid so." So basically, he was like, "It was a good night," because he got his target or whatever. So they start shooting each other, and the body armor he had, it's a suit like body armor, where he just hit him, like shot him up or whatever, and it's like both of him and Common just apparently go to the same tailor because they both were just close point blank range shooting at each other, hitting each other. In some movies, you like people they shoot but they missing like stormtroopers, but then like they were shooting and like throughout the periodically throughout the movie, they were running to each other and then like go at each other or whatever. And it was like this one scene they were in like the train station where like everybody that's in like the tri-state area in New York was after John Wick because it was like $7 million bounty, open contract. You know what I mean? And everybody was after John Wick. So there was like every time he turned around, a lady was on a violin. She tried to kill him. He killed her. There was a fat uh like this sumo guy, and he had to kill him. And then it was just crazy. He had to like fight for his life all the way. Just every turn he was just fighting. It was just crazy. It was bonkers. There was one scene they were like in the subway. And they were walking, and he had like the gun, like so it had a silencer and like with a bunch of people around him, and they were just shooting and like missing each other. It was hilarious. But the kills, oh my gosh, John Wick killed these two guys with a pencil, and how he did it, it wasn't like the Joker where he put it down. No, he murdered them with a pencil in a very violent way, which was awesome. It was totally. This may sound bad, but it was awesome. He just murdered the guys with the two guys with a pencil. Wow, and just in the most violent way possible, he took those guys out, and it was pretty cool. Um, so then he gets to the guy. He has to do what he needs to do to get his revenge on the guy. His task was done, and the guy basically double crossed him. To lose, he's a bad guy, so of course he's gonna try to, take out loose ends. And it was one loose end that was John Wick, so he had to take him out or whatever. And basically John Wick did his thing. I don't want to spoil too much of the movie, but he finally gets to the guy, and the guy runs to the hotel. So it's a rule, the critical rule: you do not kill anybody on hotel premises at all, no matter what. And he ends up killing the guy in the hotel premises, and like right in front of the guy, and so he's blackballed. So, at the end of the movie, which it ended on a note where John Wick is with his dog, and like the guy was like, "You have 1 hour." He was like, "Why am I not dead?" And he was like, "Because you know, I put a hold on it, because he's a friend of John Wick." So that he was like, "Now," and then the guy got on the phone, and everybody in the park stopped. And it's like the last scene in the movie, well, almost the last scene in the movie. Everyone stopped and kind of looked at John Wick like, "Yeah, if he wanted you dead, you'd be dead." And they just kind of walked. And he was like, "You got 1 hour. Basically, get out the city or do what you got to do. You got 1 hour." So then, like, he's walking with his dog, taking his time. Then all of a sudden, everybody, because the crime syndicate found out that he killed the girl and then he killed the girl's brother, but they don't know the reason why. So they doubled the hit of $7 million. So it was like $14 million on John Wick's head. So and it's world. It was not just national. Cause before it was national, now it's worldwide. So he can't go nowhere without them saying, "Oh, John Wick, we have to kill this guy." And he's blackballed from because he killed in a hotel, so he's not allowed to go at all the places like for the people that he was with before. From John Leguizamo's character, who's working on his car, he's not allowed to go to him anymore. He's not allowed to go to no hotels or any of the people with the suits or anything like that. He's not allowed to go. He's blackballed from all of that, so he's basically by himself. And they ended on that note. I liked how they ended it, because it's gonna be a part two, and it's pretty cool. I'm pretty jazzed for it. I want to see part three. Part two is awesome. This movie is is probably the best shot action movie I've ever seen. It's not. There's no shaky cam. There's no five different. Cut scenes or cut shots to like when they're fighting. It's crisp. It's right. It's done beautifully. I can't give the director more praise than I can't. It's the words how I feel that how this movie was shot. It can't be defined or described. You know what I mean? I just the words is just so I'm just so overwhelmed by the beauty of this movie, by the directing of this movie, the action in this movie was just great. It was awesome. Um, you may get some people who it's like, oh, it got boring during because it was so much action, which is retarded. you know it had a lot of action because it had story behind the action, and it was in certain movies, like for instance Man of Steel and other, not even Man of Steel, yeah, Man of Steel and other movies like that, where it's just action, 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 action. There's really no need for the action, for all the fighting, but it was a purpose here because he had basically for you're fighting for your life every turn, so it had to be action like that every turn because it's in story, so it made sense. So all those people out there, all you people out there who have a problem with this movie because you say it's boring because it's too much action, because there was not much downtime, you're stupid. You need to stop reviewing because you're just looking for something to complain about. You're looking for oh, it doesn't fit your criteria. Oh, it's unbelievable. It's an action movie. You shouldn't. If you want to go to a movie that has downtime, don't go see an action movie. This movie has action in abundance and it has amazing storytelling. Amazing storytelling, and that's what I go to movies for. I go for acting, storytelling, and no, the acting, the dialogue goes along hand in hand with the acting and the storytelling. And if it has a wonderful story, it pulls you in, and it's had a wonderful story. It had substance. It had character build, character development. At the end of this movie, you end up caring a lot about John Wick and his rivals. You actually don't want them to die because they're just that good. The character development for Common, and so how it was used for him, like here and there, you kind of dug his character. You kind of liked his character, and was like, I want to see a lot more of this because he seemed like a good rival for John Wick. How he could just run through everybody, but when it comes to Common's character, it was kind of hard for him to do that because he was like on par with him. You know. But yeah, that's my review for John Wick Chapter 2. If you like this video, hit that like button. Please subscribe and yeah, go watch this movie. All right, y'all take it easy. Y'all be good and I'll holla.